Next week on Coronation Street, Weatherfield is set to explode with emotion and turmoil. From Fiz Dobbs reaching her breaking point to Lisa Swain's tense face-off with her ex-wife Becky, and a major courtroom update on Lou Michaelis, the week promises heartbreak, fury, and shocking revelations. Lisa Swain's complicated relationship with her former wife, Becky, takes a dramatic turn as suspicion and mistrust reach boiling point. After weeks of confusion, Lisa finally confronts Becky face-to-face, asking outright if she was really telling the truth about being spied on in her flat. Becky reacts with outrage, feigning deep offense at Lisa's lack of trust. Yet there's something calculated in her reaction, as if she's hiding more than she admits. Meanwhile, Carla Connor, Lisa's fiancée, isn't fooled. She bluntly tells Lisa to wake up, reminding her that if Becky were genuinely in danger, she would never hide in Betsy's home and risk her daughter's safety. But in a cruel twist of fate, Becky overhears Carla's harsh words. Humiliated and furious, she storms off, leaving fans to wonder, will this confrontation push her closer to revenge or heartbreak? Elsewhere in Weatherfield, Fiz Dobbs hits breaking point. The chaos at home with Ruby and Hope screaming at each other finally takes its toll. Tyrone tries to calm the situation, but his weak attempts only make things worse. Overwhelmed and exhausted, Fiz vents her frustration, snapping that she's tired of doing everything herself. At the factory, Fiz's emotions spill over spectacularly. In a moment of rage and despair, she starts violently hitting her sewing machine while her co-workers, Izzy Armstrong, Kirk Sutherland, and Michael Bailey, look on in shock. The sight of Fiz's meltdown leaves everyone rattled, especially when word spreads to Tyrone through Michael that she completely lost it at work. Later, Tyrone confronts Kevin Webster at the garage, announcing that he's moving back to the office to help Fiz regain stability. But Kevin, in a reckless mood, stuns him by saying he has no plans to reopen the garage. Instead, he's gambling again, quite literally. Kevin hosts a poker night at home, and when he raises the stakes by betting his car, Sallie Metcalf begins to panic. She can see her husband spiraling, but Kevin brushes off her concern. The tension between them grows, especially when Sallie learns that Fiz's outburst might have been triggered by overwork, something Kevin's neglect indirectly contributed to. The question remains, is Kevin's risky behavior just boredom, or is there something deeper driving his self-destruction? Meanwhile, Theo Silverton faces unemployment, while Todd Grinshaw busies himself preparing a lavish funeral for a local counselor. But things take a complicated turn when Gary Windus informs Theo that Pete, Todd's old rival, has offered Gary a new contract. Gary suggests Todd patch things up with Pete, hinting that doing so could land Theo a job too. However, there's a problem. Todd and Pete's bitter fallout stems from Todd's one-night stand with Theo himself. The revelation threatens to blow up in everyone's face once more. Will Todd swallow his pride to help Theo, or will old grudges ruin their chance at redemption? In another shocking development, Sallie Metcalf informs her husband Tim that Lou Michaelis, the woman whose criminal downfall rocked the community earlier this year, is back in court for fighting in prison. The news sends ripples through Weatherfield, especially after Tim is caught snooping on Trish's social media. When Sallie demands to know why he's stalking that predator, Tim explodes, telling her to change the record. But before Sallie can respond, chaos literally bursts through their front door. Brody storms into the Metcalf home, furious that Tim and Sallie supposedly stopped him from attending his mother Lou's court hearing. In a heated rant, he accuses them of being useless foster parents. His fury turns to shock when he realizes Joni and her social worker have just walked in, witnessing every word. The encounter leaves the Metcalfs shaken, and Brody devastated. His outburst might have just cost him everything. Meanwhile, DC Kit Green continues to spiral. When he sees David Platt in the precinct, he lashes out, accusing him of goading his sister Sarah about their relationship. David's usual sarcasm gets the better of him, and when he shoves past Kit, the detective snaps, arresting David for assaulting a police officer. The arrest couldn't come at a worse time. While David's stuck in custody, Shona is left waiting at the hospital for their baby scan. Furious at David's absence, she accepts a lift from Sarah. But when Kit finally relents and drives David to the hospital, the couple share a brief moment of joy as they see their baby on the monitor, only for that joy to turn into horror. The sonographer's expression changes as they point out a mass on the baby's neck. The episode then takes a deeply emotional turn, splitting into two heartbreaking perspectives. First following Shona's fear and anger, then David's silent suffering as he tries to stay strong for her. This rare double perspective episode is set to leave fans in tears, offering a raw look at the couple's grief, fear, and fragile hope. As David and Shona await the consultant's verdict, viewers are reminded that Coronation Street is at its best when it explores the painful human side of life in Weatherfield. With Fizz's collapse, Lisa and Becky's stormy reunion, Lou's courtroom chaos, and a baby's uncertain future, next week's Coronation Street is shaping up to be one of the most emotionally charged weeks of the year.